Welcome back to the Spark Faith podcast. I am Dr. Chris Sargent, and we are talking xerosis. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? It's dry skin. It's not that big of a deal. However, it can be a big deal, right? Like cracking cuticles, cracking feet, super dry on your face, eczema, dermatitis, all the things. We're going to talk about that today. So let's get started. I have a ton of notes to go through, lots of good things to tell you today. I'm super excited about this one because we're going to talk about this from the inside and the outside because there's both ways that you can really help your skin out. So what really creates this dry skin thing? Like cold, drier weather, like now, right? Even here in Tennessee, it's kind of cold. Sun damage, like too much like harsh soaps or like overwashing can certainly start to break the skin barriers down. And then the other piece is, oh yeah, that whole thing about getting more interesting as we age. Several really key components in our skin, such as collagen, elastin, start to break down a little bit more, and the fat layer. So we're going to talk about that. Um, so what does your skin do anyway? Like we know it is, we see it everywhere. We like some of it, we don't like other parts of it. Um, and we tend to focus on the visible signs of aging. However, our skin does so much for us. So let's talk about that real quick. First of all, it protects us. It is a protective barrier. It protects us basically from bloating up when we get into the water, right? It's a waterproof barrier to some extent. It prevents us from bacteria getting into our body. Yep, it's antibacterial, just all on its own. It prevents us from becoming dehydrated. It prevents us from ultraviolet light. It prevents us from actual like mechanical damage. And it is our first physical barrier that the human body like is in contact to the external world, right? It touches that. It also allows us sensation. Everything from light and deep touch, temperature, pain, pressure, all those things happen in the skin through our nervous system that's in the skin. It allows us to move, right? Our skin allows us to move and not get hooked up on like weird parts of our our bony parts. It has some endocrine or hormonal activity because it also helps us detoxify in some ways. And it also secretes things, something called sebum, which is the natural oil on our skin. It sweats, right? It also releases pheromones, which are our own personal cologne. And it has some immune functions as well. So it definitely helps prevent against bacteria. We've talked about that, and it helps us regulate temperature, again, by sweating or conserving heat as we can. And so it's put together. We have three layers. We're not going to go into this very deep. We have an epidermis. That's the stuff you can see that is waterproof. And the epidermis is all about our skin tone. And then the dermis is the layer below that, right? And that has all of our connective tissue and hair and blood vessels, right? And then the deeper or subcutaneous level is where we find our fat, our collagen, and the elastic tissue that really actually hold the skin on. So, what can go wrong with our skin, right? And why does it go wrong? Well, we can get different things like eczema, we can have dermatitis, we can get hives, right? There's a whole host of things that can kind of crop up on our skin. Acne, we can have gluten sensitivity reactions on our skin. We can have psoriasis, which is an autoimmune disorder that creeps up onto our skin. We can also have cancer on our skin. And so what creates some of that? Some of it is, especially for us ladies, is lower estrogen. And it's not really a reason to go and take estrogen because there's a risk benefit there. However, we can preserve and keep our estrogen levels that we do have healthy in healthy ways by the foods that we eat. We also have, as we get more interesting in age, we have more DNA damage or reactive oxygen species, ROS, which is oxidation, right? We take antioxidants to prevent that. So have more oxidation as we get older, kind of like an old car, we rust out. I know it's kind of gross, but anyway, um, it makes us more interesting and it's called wisdom. That's what I've decided. We don't turn over our cells as quickly. So as we age, we have a little bit slower turnover time. We don't heal quite as fast, right? We have less fat in our skin. So decreased fat contributes to aging skin. Um, and so, what are we going to do about all that, right? We know all these things happen, and we don't want to talk about that too long because that just seems, oh my goodness, a little depressing. So, what can we do about it? Because I'm all about like taking control. Let's take control of what we can control, right? So, from the inside, as always in functional medicine, right, we're going to take out the offending agents. So, what are some of the things that are aggravating your skin from the inside out? And then we're going to fix the leaks, and then we're going to get add back in the good stuff, right? So common food sensitivities: cow's milk, big time cow's milk; eggs, soy, right? These are the top five anyway, right? Eggs, soy, gluten, nuts, fish and shellfish. So I usually start with cow's milk, gluten, and nuts. Those are the top big ones. And peanuts, right? Even though they're a bean, they're a legume. Peanuts can be kind of that same in that grouping. So nuts and seeds. Um, so cow's milk is huge. And then gluten. Yeah, I know. It seems like the same thing, right? So those are the things that we're going to take out. And then what do we need to bring back in? Well, one of the things that we need to bring back in is water, because our skin needs a lot of water, particularly as the air is drier. We lose more water as we just go through life. In the winter, we dehydrate more. And then one of the things that we can do actually is increase circulation to our skin. And if we're talking about aging in our face, then you want to increase circulation to your face. So there's a couple ways you can do that. There's a couple of mechanical things. There's like some skin like little machines that you can use. You can even just do something simple like hang upside down. It increases, not only does it increase circulation to your face, it increases it to your brain. So that's a whole other podcast, but that's like a really good thing to do. And you don't have to be there for very long. Be careful, obviously, getting back up. But just increasing circulation to your skin and your face is good for you. So exercise is really good for your skin. It also helps to detox all the pores, right? By getting all of the junk out of your sweat. So then what else do we need to do? We need some key nutrients for our skin, and those are good oils, our omega-3 oils like fish oil, right? We need zinc, vitamin A, C, D, which is important for lots of things, and E. And so how do we get those? So nuts and seeds, interestingly, right? Like it can be a sensitivity, but it can also help you heal. So you have to figure out which way to go with that. Fish oil is kind of the easiest, right? Because we can easily take a supplement. Increasing avocado, broccoli and red peppers has all of your C, making sure that you take your D supplements. Um, if your D numbers are not between 50 and 90, that's my recommended amount. That's the functional amount. If you've had blood taken and your D is not at 50, then we need to talk, right? Because you need to increase your vitamin D. And then collagen and protein sources. Collagen is super popular, and I have a couple that I can recommend that if you'd like. And but eating your protein, whether it's a plant protein or grass-fed beef or chicken or fish, whatever, eat protein, because that's how we are going to increase good production of collagen and elastin fibers in our skin. And then from the outside, ladies particularly, although guys are really involved in this too, you have got to wash your face. Right? We have to get rid of the offending substances. This is the same process, right? We have to get rid of any offending substances. And so make sure that you're using fairly clean products, right? One of the reasons that I decided to start with Mary Kay is because I know that they hold to European standards, and Europe has a lot of chemicals banned that we don't ban here in the United States. So even though Mary Kay is made here in the United States, it is a fairly clean product that you can use on your skin, and it's designed for sensitive skin. So I'm not here for that, but Well, and so that's just one thing to think about is what is in your skincare. A lot of times, hormones can be in your skincare and you don't even know that it's in there because they're not required to be on the label. And so you, again, this is all about the type of products that you're using for yourself and thinking about that. So we want to get rid of any offending substances, right? Old makeup. Okay. So, old makeup, anything that's over about a year old, you probably want to get rid of that because you've touched your skin, you put the applicator or brushes in there, and you've touched your skin, and you keep doing that. And if, particularly in the cream stuff, right? Like bacteria are going to grow in there. So make sure that you have relatively new makeup, that you're cleaning your brushes. I know that my face starts to break out when I don't clean my brushes every week. So at least every week, right? Probably more often for some of you. So make sure that your brushes and your little applicators are cleaned every single week. And then get that makeup off your face. Did you know that it will actually start breaking your face down? And it breaks down as the day goes on. So make sure you get that off really well with a good cleanser. You want to make sure that your face is super clean. And the bacteria, like makeup attracts bacteria, it attracts all kinds of stuff. The oil on your face, like you want to clean that up every single day. Acne. Okay. Then after that, you want to make sure that you moisturize and you want a moisturizer that has that's water-based, right? But also has some good oils in it because you need both. You can't just like throw coconut oil or just olive oil on your face. That helps to create a good barrier, but it doesn't necessarily put water back into your skin. So you want to make sure that you're doing both. A good hyaluronic acid or ceramide will also help, and I can help you find those. Um, those are things that you want to put on your face to attract water to your face, right? And then we want to put a nice barrier on it. And then once a week or so, or a couple times a week, you're going to want to make sure that it's super clean by putting on a clay mask of some kind or a charcoal mask to really detoxify your skin. And then make sure, again, put on a big old heavy moisture mask for yourself. Again, just to take it up a level, right? Plus, it's a little fun and it feels like you're doing something for yourself. So that's the ins and outs of skincare. And we've had some fun today, right? That's a lot. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving week this week. And love you guys. Blessings. Bye.